Evening, here is the news at 6. First, the highlights. Lagos State Resident Registration Agency trains staff on information technology infrastructure library. President Tinubu approves 9.6 billion naira life assurance for federal government workers. On the foreign scene, opposition leaders call for inauguration day protests in Democratic Republic of Congo. And in sports, Russia's Anna Blinkova defeats Elena Rybakina in longest tiebreak in 2024 Australian Open. And now the details. I am Akan Usen. The Lagos State Residents Registration Agency, LASRA, has trained members of its technical department on information technology infrastructure library. The training, aimed at enhancing ICT skills and ensuring quality and speedy service delivery, is part of LASRA's efforts to promote efficiency for effective service delivery and introduction of the smart multipurpose card in line with international best practices. LASRA's General Manager Bilkis Adebi Apiola said the focus of the training was on improving customer service relations, effective communication with residents, becoming proficient service providers, and fostering creativity, especially in the digital world where individuals are connecting to information. Adebi Apiola implored members of staff of the agency to continue putting in their best and be diligent in serving the residents of Lagos State. The Lagos State Teaching Service Commission TESCOM has called on individuals seeking employment in the service to disregard the viral training post on social media lately, especially the one relating to the recruitment of technical drawing teachers by the Commission. Permanent Secretary TESCOM Iyabo Seriki Bello in a statement says the post is fake, fraudulent, and did not emanate from the Commission. Seriki Bello warns the general public to be wary of such baseless information from faceless social media handles. The federal government says the January date for the takeoff of the student loan is still in place. Minister of State for Education, Yusuf Sununu, who stated this at the end of the first 2024 meeting of the Federal Executive Council, FEC, in Abuja, said a website had already been working for interested students with requisite criteria. He pointed out that the government had made funding provision for it in the 2024 budget. Sununu also said the council approved the setting up of foreign institution campuses in the country to increase enrollment of Nigerians and encourage research among higher institutions worldwide. According to the education minister, a guideline has been provided to ensure the quality of training on the local campuses is standardized with the parent institution abroad. The House of Representatives Public Accounts Committee has directed the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investments to refund 75 billion naira allocated to it as COVID-19 intervention funds. This resolution is sequel to a motion moved by lawmaker representing Cross River State, Basi Akiba, following the non-appearance of officials of the ministry at its investigative hearing. The committee adopted the motion after it was seconded and directed that the ministry should refund the said funds to the coffers of the federal government. It will be recalled that in a recent advertorial, the committee invited 59 ministries, departments, and agencies to appear before it for the commencement of an investigative hearing on the alleged mismanagement of the funds meant to tackle the global health pandemic known as coronavirus. And now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has approved the payment of renewal fees for the group life assurance for federal government workers. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, stated this at the end of the first 2024 meeting of the Federal Executive Council, FEC, held in Abuja. He said this was sequel to a memo brought by the head of the civil service of the Federation, Folashade Emerson, to the council. Idris said the president approved about 9.6 billion naira for 12 local insurance firms to cover the federal workers in case of unforeseen eventualities in the course of their duties. According to the minister, the approval is part of the administration's determination to accord all its workers the needed reward that will improve efficiency, productivity, and service delivery to Nigerians. The federal government is expected to pay as much as 1.6 trillion naira to subsidize electricity in the year 2024. Chairperson of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NERC), Sanusi Garba, stated this while speaking at a press conference in Abuja. NERC also unveiled a new electricity tariff plan payable by electricity consumers in the country with effect from 1st of January. Garba explained that the plan contains the federal government's policy on ensuring that due to the cost of living crisis, consumers will not be made to pay higher than the previous rates. Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has inaugurated a 13-member board of trustees of Olowe of Ishe Arts Foundation to serve as a guiding force in the state's bid to showcase her artistic heritage and position the state eminently on the global stage. The foundation will also drive the state's initiative for a modern museum where the works of the world-renowned carver, the late Olowe Ofishe, will be housed to promote tourism. Governor Oyebanji, while inaugurating the 13-member Board of Trustees at the ESCO Chamber Governor's Office at Duikiti, said the establishment of the Olowe Arts Foundation is not just an act of preservation of cultural heritage, but a steadfast commitment to safeguarding the heritage, celebrating artistic contribution, and presenting an enduring legacy for future generations. Responding on behalf of the members of the trustees, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Babafemi Ojudu, said the BOT will work seriously to ensure that Olowe's museum is successful and becomes a conduit of cultural exchange with global community. The Arijale of Ishe-Ekiti, Oba Ayodele Ajayi, said the event's a dream come true, adding that he never believed that the realization of the dream of a museum and recognition for the renowned carver will come so soon. And now to foreign news. 3 opposition leaders in the Democratic Republic of Congo have called for a nationwide protest on Saturday when President Felix Tshisekedi is due to be sworn in for a second term. He won last month's election with 73% of the votes, but the result was condemned as a sham by several opposition candidates who demanded a rerun. The call for a demonstration on Saturday was made jointly at an online press conference by Moise Katumbi, who, according to the official results, came second with 18%, Martin Fayulu, who came third with 5%, and Anzuluni Bembe, who got 1%. They alleged that there was fraud and ballot stuffing in the election, but the Constitutional Court has validated Tshisekedi's victory. And now sports. Russian professional tennis player Anna Blinkova has defeated her Kazakhstani counterpart Elena Rybakina in an epic Australian Open second-round match. The match was settled by the longest tiebreak in Grand Slam singles history. Blinkova eventually converted her 10th match point to win the second-round match 6-4, 4-6, 7-6. Reacting to the win, the Russian said she will remember the win for the rest of her life. Meanwhile, Rybakina missed 8 match points of her own in an enthralling encounter at Melbourne Park, which lasted 2 hours and 46 minutes. And that's all for the news at 6. Just before we go, speed thrills but kills. Please do not drive beyond specified speed limits. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms on X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, on YouTube. Subscribe and watch us live on our channel Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration upgraded 2 higher institutions to universities? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Resident Registration Agency, LASRA, has trained members of its technical department on Information Technology Infrastructure Library. President Bola Tinubu has approved the payment of renewal fees for the group life insurance for federal government workers. We also told you that 3 opposition leaders in the Democratic Republic of Congo have called for a nationwide protest on Saturday when President Felix Tshisekedi is due to be sworn in for a second term. And in sports, Russian professional tennis player Anna Plinkova has defeated her Kazakhstani counterpart Elena Rybakina in an epic Australian Open second round match. For contact with the newsroom, please send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagostate.gov.ng. And that ends the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Oluwoporoku. I am Akan Usen. Thanks for listening and please stay safe. Good evening.